All right, Richard, welcome back to another Fantasy Goodfellas season. This is season 3. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited.
All right, well, let's just hop right into it. Richard, give me your top 24 running back preseason rankings.
Those Fantasy Goodfellas.
Boom, boom, boom. Rolling on the field.
Those Fantasy Goodfellas.
Number 1, we have Jonathan Taylor. Who else, right? He was last year's RB1 with over 1,800 rushing yards, 360 receiving yards. He scored 20 times. I expect more of the same. I'm not sure if Matt Ryan is much of an upgrade over Carson Wentz, but regardless, it doesn't matter. Jonathan Taylor's a stud, and he'll get the ball a ton of times. And number 2, we have Austin Eckler of the LA Chargers. Now, the reason why I have Austin Eckler so high is because, last year, guess what? He was RB2 last year. So we know he can produce, but he has a dynamite quarterback in Justin Herbert. That offense should be good. San Diego is an improving team. And number 3, we have Derrick Henry. Now, Derrick Henry missed 9 games last season, but still, he was running back 12. And that's why his floor is always high. He gets a ton of carries, and people said, at some point he's going to break down. At some point he'll get hurt. Last year, he almost rushed for 1,000 yards in just 8 games. And number 4, we have Najee Harris. Najee had a pretty good rookie season last year. I know Ben Roethlisberger didn't help. He wasn't very good. That offense struggled big time, but Najee Harris did not. Though, per carry, he was averaging less than 4 yards, 3.9, I believe. Joe Mixon stayed healthy. He was also a guy that always, misses a game or two. In fact, last year he missed 1 game. It's not too bad. He's got a great offense. He's got Joe Burrow. He's got Jamar Chase. He's got T. Higgins. That offense is going to put up major points. I love Joe Burrow this year. And number 6, we have Christian McCaffrey. Now, I know a lot of people have him ranked much higher than 6. They have him ranked, 1 or 2. He has missed 23 games in the last 2 seasons. He's the kind of guy that can get 1,000 yards receiving as well as 1,000 yards rushing, right? There aren't too many running backs, if any, that can match that. And number 7, we have Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook, again, last year is disappointing. He missed 4 games, still have Kamara, but he was running back 16. So people still love him because he's, that offense is good. They have Justin Jefferson, right? Kirk Cousins, he can sling the ball. Dalvin Cook is a great receiver out of the backfield. We know this. And people, people are thinking of Dalvin Cook from like 2 years ago, maybe, but last year he didn't look as great. We'll see. I still have him in my top 10, but Dalvin Cook to me isn't as attractive as he once was. And number 8, we have Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara, his problem last year is that offense was pathetic. After Jameis Winston was hurt last year, that New Orleans offense was horrible with Taysom Hill. It was a struggle, and that affected Alvin Kamara. But I think Kamara, if Jameis Winston stays healthy, Alvin Kamara can bounce back. The other issue with Alvin Kamara is potential 6-game suspension that everybody thinks of. But right now, they say that it probably won't happen this year. So for that reason, he came back up. I actually had him lower, and then I brought him back up. And number 9, Nick Chubb for the Browns. We know Nick Chubb is a stud running back. The problem with Nick Chubb is Kareem Hunt. And before, it was Baker Mayfield. Well, his problem for 11 games is going to be Jacoby Brissett, who's horrible. But when Deshaun Watson comes back, I think it's really going to help Chubb. It's really going to open things up for him. And number 10, we have Aaron Jones. Now, Aaron Jones has been running into an issue. Last year, he was RB14. A.J. Dillon is starting to cut into his playing time. But even before A.J. Dillon, his usage is always limited. They never just unload Aaron Jones. So I expect more of that this year. Aaron Jones is at 10 only because he's explosive and he can make huge plays. He's going to get limited touches this season. You can't expect him to get more touches with A.J. Dillon there. And number 11, we have Saquon Barkley. We know Saquon's potential. We're talking another Christian McCaffrey type player. But Saquon played last year. He didn't look 100%, didn't look explosive. So that's the worry. Did he regain some of that? Right now, we have him at 11. We think there's upside. We think there's potential there for him to bounce back and have a big year. Number 12, we have Javonte Williams of the Denver Broncos. Now, Ryan, can you guess what I love about Javonte Williams this year?
Well, yeah, I would say the addition of Russell Wilson is definitely going to help him out this season.
Yeah, exactly what I'm thinking about. Yeah, Russell Wilson's going to make a big difference there at Denver. That's a real quarterback, right? That's not Drew Lock. It's going to make a big difference. But we still haven't. Javonte Williams was a stud last year. We saw him. But you know what? He had just as many carries, in fact, identical number of carries as Melvin Gordon. I believe it was 203 carries for each. Melvin Gordon actually scored more fantasy points than Javonte Williams last. So why do we love him so much? Because I think at some point they're gonna go, 60-40, 65-35 in the way of Javonte Williams. And number 13, we have Ezekiel Elliott. A lot of people are down on Elliott this year. Last year, you might not know this, but last year he was RB6. Yes, Ezekiel Elliott had a down year and was still running back 6. Why? Because of his usage. The Cowboys love to give him the ball. They love to give him the ball. They pass it to him out of the backfield. They're going to need him more now that Amari Cooper isn't there. They're going to rely more on the running game, I think, this year. And even though I think Dak Prescott's still going to put up gaudy numbers. And number 14, we have Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette's a guy that I'm a little down on. The Bucs added Rachaad White. And, Gio Bernard is healthy. Gio Bernard's a great pass catcher. I mean, that's what really made the difference for Leonard Fournette last year was catching the ball because, Tom Brady was such a prolific passer and he passed for so many touchdowns. That really helped Fournette's numbers. But this year, because of Rachaad White, because, if Giovanni Bernard is healthy, he's going to catch a lot of passes. Number 15, we have DeAndre Swift of the Detroit Lions. A lot of people love DeAndre Swift for his potential. The Lions are bad. It's not a good team. Goff is not a good quarterback. He's probably going to be sharing carries like last year. They're not going to make him the man. So that is the issue with DeAndre Swift. At number 16, we have Cam Akers. Here's a guy that missed most of last year with an injury, and we expect him to be fully healthy this year and come back and have a great season. I think Cam Akers is going to be unleashed. I think he's going to have a big season. And at 16, he might be a steal. At number 17, David Montgomery for the Chicago Bears. Now, David Montgomery, he's shown us some flashes. The issue is Nagy's offense, which was I didn't get it. And now you have Justin Fields, who wasn't great last year, looked lost when he played. We will see. We'll see how that new regime, how everything is going to come, be affected. But I didn't see it from Justin Fields last year, and that'll obviously affect David Montgomery. At number 18, Breece Hall. What else can you say about the rookie? Everybody loves him, right? Everybody loves the shiny new toy. The Jets are a bad team. Zach Wilson didn't look good last year. We'll see how he does this year. Lots of question marks. The Jets aren't going to win many games. So how's Breece Hall going to do? It's a big mystery. But because of his potential, we have him at 18. And number 19, James Conner. Now, this is a little weird, right? Because James Conner last year was RB5, had a great season, but mainly because he scored 15 rushing touchdowns. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen again. He only rushed for 752 yards. He averaged 3.7 yards a carry. Not very good. So he is on a good offense, right? He has Kyler Murray. He's going to score touchdowns. He's going to get touches, but he's not going to replicate what he did last year. And I think a lot of people are reaching for James Conner, thinking they're going to get those 15 touchdowns again, and they're not. And number 20, we have J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins is on the Ravens, right? It's a team that loves to run. It's a run-first team. If he's coming back from an injury, if he's healthy, if he gets a majority of those carries, he can have a big year. J.K. Dobbins was amazing at Ohio State. 21, the aforementioned Melvin Gordon. There's with Russell Wilson at the helm in Denver, there's going to be plenty of offense, and I think there's going to be plenty of chances for both running backs, Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon. And Melvin Gordon last year was the preferred goal line back. We'll see if that continues. Number 22, Elijah Mitchell. The question marks with Mitchell and the 49ers is the 49ers drafted Tyrion Davis-Price. Is Mitchell the guy or not? If he is, San Francisco loves to run. And number 23, Travis Etienne. Now, James Robinson appears to be, it looks like he might be available right from the start, week 1. So that's definitely going to affect Travis Etienne's value. But Etienne's also been playing a lot in the slot. So even if James Robinson is playing, if Etienne is getting, he's getting a lot of downs as a slot receiver, that'll definitely boost his value, definitely help his floor. And rounding out our top 24 is Clyde Edwards-Helaire, a guy that's been a bust the last 2 seasons. At this point, it's worth giving him a shot, because if they indeed do decide to make him the man, give him those extra carries, that offense with Travis Kelce and, of course, Patrick Mahomes has potential. I think the offense is going to be good again. I think their defense is going to be bad. I think they're going to have to put up a lot of points like they've done in the past, especially in that division. So I think there's going to be a place for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. There's going to be a potential for him to do well. That's my top 24 running backs for the preseason.
As you know, I've been behind the scenes showing you the graphics and kind of keeping in pace with you. So thanks for coming on here and sharing the top 24 running backs for the preseason rankings. And we look forward to a good season. Hopefully we provide a lot of good information for you all to kind of see. We got a lot of good things coming too. So Richard, thanks.
Good luck to everyone.
Those fantasy good fellas.
Rolling on the field.
Those fantasy good fellas.